Hi, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Boston Beer Company, aka Samuel Adams, and they are headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts. And this is their Holiday White Ale, and this is the 2022 release. So this is a Belgian-style Witbier that is brewed with orange peel, cinnamon, and nutmeg. It comes in at 5.8% alcohol by volume, 8 IBUs, and at the time of review, this bottle is just under 7 weeks old. So I was supposed to review this one back in November of 2020 as I picked it up for the Shelfie beers to review during that month. However, towards the end of the month, a couple days before I was going to review it, the channel went on hiatus because I was having some medical issues, and it turns out that I didn't bring back the channel for over 10 months as it didn't come back until early October of 2021. I underwent open heart surgery, replaced my aortic valve, and I never got a chance to review the 2020 release of this one. So I thought I would review it now. So it's been a couple years since I picked up the original one, and yeah, I've always wanted to try this one out. Never did pick it up until 2020. Didn't get a chance to review it, so I'm reviewing it now. It says on the back here, it says, the holidays full of friends, family, festive parties, and last-minute gifts and food mishaps. Whatever happens, this flavorful ale is your trusty +1, smoothing things over with orange peel and holiday spices, and I'm pretty sure those holiday spices are cinnamon and nutmeg. We're gonna crack this one open, get it into the Sam Adams Perfect pint glass, and go from there. So yeah, I like Belgian Witbiers. I do. I enjoy them, but I'm curious to see how the spices work on this one, to be honest with you. I don't know how the cinnamon and nutmeg are going to play with everything. Usually you get orange peel and coriander are usually brewed in Belgian-style Witbiers. I didn't say anything about coriander. Could be in here, but we'll see. So good pour there. There was some sediment. I could have, held off on it, like you typically do with like authentic Belgian Witbiers and Hefeweizen and whatnot, but I didn't. We're just going to have everything in there. Yeah. There's a bunch of sediment suspended in animation. Has this nice like golden kind of orange color. Tons of carbonation because there is a notch here at the bottom that promotes carbonation. Had about a half finger to now a thin film of this bright white, somewhat creamy looking head. Yeah, there's a ton of sediment in there. Anyway, yeah, it looks really nice in the perfect pint glass. It's not really hashtag proper glassware because this isn't the glassware for that beer, but it kind of is. Anyway, it's good nose. Wow, that was my stomach. If you heard that, that was my stomach growling. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, this has that pumpkin ale kind of aroma to it. Pumpkin ale, winter warmer. There's a cinnamon, there's nutmeg, maybe even a little bit of coriander. I don't know, again, if they're using it in here, typically Belgian-style Witbier, orange peel, coriander. Underneath it, it's nice, like weedy kind of sensation to it. The citrus is there from the orange peel, a little bit sweeter. Yeah, I mean, the spices are kind of dominating, and I hope that's not the case in the taste. Like, I'd want that Belgian Witbier to be the first thing that comes to the forefront, and then, like, the spices accentuate the base beer. And in the nose, it doesn't seem like that might not be the case. But yeah, cinnamon, nutmeg, touch of coriander, a little bit of citrus from the orange peel, a nice, like, weedy, almost grainy kind of malt bill. Maybe a little bit of, like, a wheat bread, like a little bit of a wheat bread sensation. Yeah, not much more to say about it. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. The spices are prominent, but they're not overbearing, which is something that I welcome. I'm definitely picking up more of the nutmeg than the cinnamon, and those two spices, well, mostly cinnamon, more so than nutmeg. When cinnamon is very heavy-handed in a beer, it gives me that super like drying feeling, like you do the cinnamon challenge if you've ever done that, or just had anything that's like a cinnamon bomb. You get that like drying kind of cinnamon sensation, and this has a little bit of that, but it's not over the top for me. The beer from Sam Adams that was over the top with cinnamon was their Jacko Pumpkin Ale, which I reviewed a couple years ago. That was like cinnamon, big red gum, cinnamon candy hearts, like over the top sweet cinnamon. This doesn't have that. There's a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg. Let's go body mouthfeel. Body's like lower side of medium, approaching medium body. Nice for 5.8%. The mouthfeel, Belgian Witbiers, they have that like, slight creaminess to them. Decent carbonation, moderately carbonated, but it has a nice, almost like creamy kind of sensation. on the palate. Very smooth and easy to drink. This is not an overly complex beer. Forefront, you get most of those Belgian Witbier qualities. That weedy, grainy bread sensation from the malt carries on through. That's omnipresent, dives underneath the palate. On top of that, a little bit of that citrus from the orange peel, and there's also, I'm getting like a little bit of like a lemon, kind of just like a dash of lemon in there, and it's more like of a lemon pith than anything. Maybe a lemon zest as it passes through the palate. The spices hit. Cinnamon leads the way. Nutmeg's right behind it. A little bit of coriander. Again, I don't know if they're brewing with it. Could just be coming, from the yeast itself. But I think maybe there's coriander in here. Who knows? Finishes semi-dry with a little bit of like a floral bitterness, very slight. But yeah, semi-dry, mild floral bitterness. This is not overly sweet or anything, but it's definitely not a bitter beer in the least. 5.8%. Really can't tell on the palate or anything. I mean, these are meant to be, you could buy, I think these come in 6-packs, which we'll talk about in a couple minutes, but this I got in their Beers for Cheers Holiday Variety Pack, the 2022 one. And yeah, this is not a bad beer in the least. Is it amazing to me? Not really. Is it bad? No. Is it pretty solid? I enjoy it. To be fair though, if you pick this one up and you are looking for like a classic Belgian-style Witbier, you can get it, but be forewarned that there's definitely cinnamon and nutmeg in here. If you don't like the Belgian Witbier style, then you shouldn't pick this one up. I don't care if you like cinnamon or nutmeg. If you don't like the base style, it's like 75 to 80% of the beer, so it's going to be tough. I could be wrong though. So if somebody out there who doesn't like Belgian-style Witbiers, have you ever grabbed this one and enjoyed it? Let me know. Or the flip side, if you hate cinnamon or nutmeg and you pick this one up, did you still enjoy this one? I'd love to know. Anyway, not much more to say about this one. We're going to rate it the Holiday White Ale from Samuel Adams, the 2022 release. I have no issues giving this beer right here a low 3.75. I'm going to go 3.65 out of 5. Just gets over a high 3.5, and the reason is because I love the fact that this beer doesn't have an overbearing like cinnamon presence to it. I think if it was a little bit more, I'd probably knock it into like the 3.5, 3.6 range. 3.65, I think, is where this one lands. And yeah, I'm glad I finally reviewed it. Price point availability, I got this again in the Beers for Cheers winter variety pack, and this one was, the pack itself was $18 for a 12-pack. I do think though these come in 6-packs and they're typically like 10, 11 bucks. So you're talking, $1.50 to $2 a bottle. It's Sam Adams. It's a good price point for most of their stuff. So if you want to check this one out and you have to buy like an entire 6-pack, I probably wouldn't recommend it unless you really like the style. Otherwise, just get the Beers for Cheers mix pack. You get 6 different beers, 2 of each. It's the way to go, and it's the better value. Availability is Sam Adams. You probably see this one everywhere, especially if you're in the US, probably even if you're overseas in Europe, probably all around the world, you probably see a lot of their stuff. Will you see this one? Who knows? But if you are outside of the US and you've seen this one, let me know. Anyway, yeah, locking it in. Shout out to Ridge over at Ridgeopolis. Locking this one in, 3.65 out of 5. If you had it before, post in the comment section. I would love to hear what you thought about this one. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.